I think there's a way to think about these classes insofar as they can help you even for your career or in your own field of interests. So let's take, for example, the most stereotypical class, like gen ed class that was at UConn when I was there, French cinema. I'm sure it's still there because this was a huge lecture of probably a couple, maybe even a few hundred students in a massive lecture hall watching these movies every week. It was an interesting experience, but you might be thinking, how on earth is French cinema going to help me in my career? Well, let's unpack it. Movies are consisted of a lot of different parts. That is dialogue, that is the camera work, that is the music and scoring of the film, that is the actors' performances, the message and the story behind it. All of these things are part of a greater system. So if you are a scientist, a programmer, a psychologist, understanding systems, whether they are data sets or human behavior, there you go. French cinema can help you think about it in a new context. It puts it in a new light and allows you to think about this system in a new way. If you're thinking about cultural literacy, French cinema can teach you a lot about how a certain culture sees itself, how certain directors have tried to share the values, the beliefs, the history, and struggles of one particular nation. Thinking about it in terms of that context, if you are dealing with careers that work with people, whether that is healthcare management or anything that considers how people believe the things they do, diplomacy, politics, that can be a really interesting way to think about in a certain case study how these cultures operate. It's also equally great for thinking about how stories move people. So if you're in marketing, if you're in business, how do we get people to be excited about a product? How do we get them to think a certain way? This can be another really interesting case study of that phenomenon. So think about it from your own perspective. You don't have to leave your major at the door when you go into French cinema and watch this movie with subtitles. This can still be a great way in which you think about those core beliefs that the general education system espouses and apply them depending on what skill you want to develop.